We know what time it is. It's time to get back into the games. That's what time it is. Space Jam versus Evolution. We're going to be getting into it pretty shortly, and this should be a fun one, to say the least. To say the least. I mean, yesterday, I'm going to be honest, Space Jam looked pretty disappointing yesterday, but we're hoping that it'll be changed up a little bit. We're going to be able to have something else working for us, but you know what? What better way to know who to root for than seeing what the widget says? Well, the widget says, and the widget says, we're going to find out pretty shortly what the widget says, but hey, the point is that we've got to get the widget on board first. And the widget says Space Jam are favored to take this away with 64% odds on bets.net. What amazing odds those are indeed. Space Jam getting right into it. 0-0, starting off on the CT side. They've got the favored side. Let's see whether or not they can capitalize off of it. We saw them a couple of days ago on train as well. They weren't looking too hot back then, but Undo. That is a nice shot coming out onto Mystikim. And well, Mystikim, he's going to be thinking about that one for a long time to come. Evolution already backing off very quickly, but they're not being fooled. But the CTs aren't being fooled by this early B presence having been shown by the terrorist side. It will actually be Twixer with the P2000 who's waiting for the push to come through. Gently does it. Gently does it. He doesn't want to take the peak too quick, but indeed he won't. Unfortunately, misses a shot. Will be able to redeem himself once the secondary one comes right through. Robin also taking down Cyber Focus right there and then. Means that V1 and Numa are left alone to fight off a lot of aggression and a lot of very pumped up blue colored men. And those are not Smurfs I'm talking about. These are elite police squadrons. Twixer finishing off Numa as well. 1-0. Space Jam continue their ride up. Well, what did they have in mind? What did they have in mind? Force by coming through from the terrorist side. V1 will be over towards the locker room area. Thinking of going down Pop Dog where there is actually no one sitting down there. And I really like that decision to just use your utility on Pop Dog when you're in a anti-force buy round and you know it. Because these CZs can be incredibly deadly over in Pop Dog. And well, Mystikim is trying to be deadly with his Deagle as well, as Undo gets tagged down to 37 points of HP. Mystikim is not too happy about that shot coming out early on in the previous round, courtesy of the USB. But Undo, he's doing his best Deagle impression and trying to spray through that wall with the UMP. Probably not the best just quite yet. Well, the grenade to be chunked forward means that V1's got to be careful. He gets a kill onto Undo regardless. Slit continuing forward. His CZ is going to be able to flick onto Itzmai as well. Slit, got to be careful. Got to be fast because Twixar is going to be even faster. MP9 getting that kill. Pushing forward if he wants to do so. But doesn't look like Robin has any plans of retreat. As he continues through, 2 more kills. Slit is left alone, trying to fight off the aggressors, but the bomb is not within his visibility. Or rather, within his line of sight. 1-0. Space Jam. We've got 2 rounds lost already. Let's see. Five players with very little armor, firepower, utility, anything at all. They've got some P250s that gives them some kill potential, but Those are really just value P250s. But I will say this. Evolution, I love what they've done with Mioma having gone for 2 flashes. Gives you a lot more power to be able to take down a few duels. And already we see that coming into play where Itzmai's been tagged down to 19 HP. Robin's getting some damage in as well with his MP9 still. Farming up more and more money while he's at it. But Robin, man, you are loading up the bank. You got 4 kills with the MP9 this time around. $8,800. And that will be going up pretty shortly. Well, it isn't actually. Never mind. Take it all back. I take it all back. Four AK-47s, an AWP in the hands of Cyberfocus. And they're trying to push on through Cyberfocus. That flashbang will allow him to try and take the peak early on, but the peak will be denied for now. And V1, well, he's got to be careful. Mysticum as well knows that he has got the cover of the smoke to try and help him out a little bit, but it's actually the roles being reversed as the CTs are the ones who could be dropping down Pop Dog, and the terrorist is the one trying to hold them off. This is not something you see every day of the week. And as I say that, Fnatt Rocka is able to get a kill from beyond the grave. Rocka taking down Slit with his incendiary that was deployed. At least he gets something down over towards Ivy, because Itzmai can't even get that. Undo has to step up instead, but he can't step up far enough. Twixar and Robin, both with MP9s, might be regretting their purchase, their lack of purchase rather. Robin needs to turn around, finds a shot, could switch out for the AK-47, but he's not feeling it. He's feeling the MP9 instead. AWP trying to bait out the shot, will scout out a man in heaven as well. Twixar, in the meanwhile, rotating through this 2 versus 2 is very possible for both of these players. Flashbang going in. V1 is blinded up entirely, and that gives Twixar space to be able to push through. Robin as well, getting another kill. Cyberfocus is taken down, and now V1 with only 15 points of HP. This is not easy whatsoever. Incendiary forcing him out of position as well to some extent. He needs to be able to get the spray down. Going for the knife instead, trying to get the knife through, will finally be able to do so. And Robin getting overzealous, Robin getting too preemptive, and Robin getting shot and knifed and stabbed down. Three to 1. Mysticum and company, they're continuing through. Undo's got to be careful. Smoke will be deployed. Cyberfocus. Oh my goodness, that is such a ridiculously unfortunate shot to be caught out by. He tried to go for the peak, but the smoke works against him. He thought it was his friend, but it turned out to be a snake. A snake, I tell you. Speaking of snakes, Slit is snaking around, trying to go down towards that Pop Dog area, while Rocka is maintaining control over that B site. Instead, Evolution looks to be going for a full-on A hit, but look at how aggressive Itzmai has gotten, going all the way up to Pop Dog, was actually playing outside of the E-Box line, even, before he finally decided to try and switch over for a bit more cover, which is what he's looking to achieve for now. Itzmai. Oh dear. Oh dear, Twixar. What are you waiting for, Twixar? This is going to be problematic for you. Because there's 3 players coming out from Ivy. You need to defend from both sides, Ivy and A side. Look at this Slit. He's got 2 players down in Pop Dog. This is a massive mistake. He's got his incendiary in his hand. He might be caught out. Indeed, he is. Itzmai returns the kill onto Slit. In the meanwhile, Robin needs to push through and is successful in doing so. 3 to 1. Space Jam are able to maintain some semblance of control, but with the bomb down and Cyberfocus in the backlines, it's all going to be down to him and Undo to be able to get these kills on the players coming out. Numa, all the way up in heaven, is still such a big threat. Cyberfocus, he is living up to his name, but he doesn't realize it. It's my backstab coming through, and Cyberfocus almost turns around. It's so damn close right there and then. Undo pushing forward, but do they realize there's more and more men, and those men are everywhere. Rocka and Itzmai are doing what they can, but they don't have enough time, and they're saving that double up setup. They don't want to lose all of their economy just quite yet. 3 to 1. It moves further and further. 3-2. That double op is all they've got because they've just been hard reset to the point of economical travesty, really. But the double op is enough. If they can actually get a few kills early on, then Evolution will not be giving too much of a chance in this round. And you realize that, Space Jam. I would have honestly liked to see a few UMPs come out behind these ops. The ops can drop over those UMPs. They've got more than enough money to do so, but they're playing more conservatively than I think is warranted. Robin! Come on now, Robin. You can't do that. You can't wait that long to pull the trigger. It's mine. We'll take a down slit. I gotta find a new name for him, man. Gotta find a new name for him. Mr. Kim, though, he doesn't need a new name. He doesn't need a new anything right now. Beyond maybe a life, because, you know, he's dead. Life helps. Life generally seems to help. Rocka is in a 1 versus 2. Once again, he's found the odds against him. He's been scouted out as well. That's what the bullet was for, to reveal the fact that they know. And they are not intimidated whatsoever. But did Rocka see them coming through on the other side? Rocka's not going to see it in time. Numa finishes him off there and then. 3-3, Space Jam. Not going to have a fun time at all. Evolution. Yeah, they are. Oh, they're not too happy. They're not too content, are they? Grenade being chucked out. And, well, in the back lines, it's going to be Robin going down once again. Numa getting the kill early on, but it's Myzer to trade away. And so, oh god, Fnatic. Not Fnatic, Rocka. Keep calling him Fnatic, it's so frustrating. Twixa is very frustrating as well to the terrorist side, because both him and his teammates are all mincing their meat. Four to 3. And Evolution's going in very quickly. They've been reset and they know their only chance is to be able to get a quick force buy off. And Twixa, well, he's continuing to try and get a few more shots through. Another one will do the trick, but Numa, in the meanwhile, the P250 is just not enough. Mr. Kim and himself will both be going down. And here's the thing, here's the problem. Space Jam so far have put Evolution in an economical bind, and that's all on the basis of their pistol round, honestly. It doesn't seem to me that the only reason Evolution aren't winning more handily so far is because of the amount of kills Robin and company were able to get with those MP9s, which was a little bit absurd. It doesn't seem like Evolution have gotten themselves on the back foot. Honestly, it seems like Evolution's the better team over here, the way they are actually playing, the way they're playing off of each other, the way they're positioning themselves and using their utility. But that pistol round completely stole their thunder away, and that's always such a big problem when you're fighting up against the CT side of Train and you lose out the pistol round, and it opens up too much of a window for the other team to exploit completely and utterly. V1, in the meanwhile, is considering pushing through with Numa. Cyberfocus's flashbang is going to be interestingly placed because it does end up blinding Numa as well. Numa, though, doesn't care too much because he pushes through, gets the initial spray down, but unfortunately Mr. Kim ends up blocking rather his shots, and he will be forced to trade his teammate away on his own because of that very fact. Rocka, in the meanwhile, takes down Slit as well. Robin finishing off Cyber Focus and leaving V1 alone, and V1 will die alone as well. It's a bit of a sad reality of life, but quite a few of us do end up dying alone. It's a very nihilistic overview. We're not very good with English over here. You know, we just hope that the people who are watching from Starladder aren't very good either, and that we can get away with it. V1 and company, Mr. Kim and sirs, madams, and what? No, God knows what else. It's my. Oh man, how does it happen every single time? This man, he doesn't care if he's got an AWP. He doesn't care if he's got an M4. All he wants is the long-range duels, which he ends up winning. However, Slit and Mr. Kim have got a few words to say and a few fingers to put up, along with those 1Ds. The question is, can they actually recover these guns? It doesn't look like they are intending to do so. They're too afraid of being wallbanged down. Evolution realize that they have got a chance, but actually Mr. Kim will... Oh, that's a chunky one. That is a chunky one right there. Six to 3. There's an AWP in Morocco's hands. Oh man. Again, I just keep having the exact same reaction to these things because it's a bit absurd and how incredibly good Rocka seems. Robin is waiting for the push to come through. Cyber Focus is taken down along with Slit, which means that Twixar has to come in from the behind and try and make quick work of Mr. Kim. But Mr. Kim, be careful, Mr. Kim. You're playing with fire and you're about to get burnt. 7 to 3, Space Jam. Now they look in control. Now they look like they're establishing money, establishing bank and lead. As Evolution will have one more chance to stop the Space Jam train. But beyond this, Space Jam, if they are able to win this one out, then I don't see Evolution being able to put up too much of a showing in the rest of this map as we move forward. Now, the question is still that how exactly are V1 and company going to adjust? And I'm always asking this question, and it makes me feel like a broken record, but a lot of the problem in these lower tier teams is that they don't really know how to adjust when they're falling behind or they're losing momentum. When they have momentum, they're all fine and well. They're the aim stars, they're the players. But right now, like I said, that's where they panic, when they're in the heat, when they're in the flames, when they're in the fire. And Robin panics, he goes out. Numa is quick to punish. Good read coming through from the Evolution boys as they're able to force Robin out and take him down. Robin's got a lot of kills, but most of them are from the MP9 rounds. I have to say, still top of the scoreboard, 14 frags on him. Right next to Itzmy, who has been doing a fantastic job despite Undo. Actually, we'll talk about Undo later on because it seems like Evolution's going in. Twix has got the spray, but he can't finish him off, and Itzmy will be left to try and defend the bomb site. Oh my goodness, Itzmy is going insane, but Insanity has only one cure, and that is a bullet to the head. And Slit will be very, very happy to cure that man of his insanity. Shots are being fired, and shots are being missed. They're whizzing past heads. But Slit is there, quick to trade. Rocker with an AWP, which makes it... Oh no, he's actually picking up the 5-7. He's pushing forward. He's going to be able to shut him down. And indeed, despite Slit trying to take the peek through, it just isn't meant to be. And Rocker can finish the job that he started. 8 to 3, they continue to extend their lead. Mr. Kim? Oh dear, Mr. Kim. Oh dear. Rocka also manages to take down Cyber Focus before seeing another person right on top of him. Rocka's on fire! And he is a blazing... He's going to go out in a blazing flame of glory as well. Unfortunately, Undo can't quite step up to fill Rocka's shoes. And in the meanwhile, Evolution get their 4th round. And let's take a look at the numbers, because I've got to say the numbers are disappointing at best. I thought Evolution was looking really good in their 3 rounds, but after that, they've been so quiet. I'd swear it was a library. Up and Scout, respectively, for a couple of these people as well. Cyber Focus. Nicely done, Cyber Focus. Nicely done. Incendiary is going to be dodged as Itzmai comes through, finishes off Mysticum as well. Goes for the wide peak, unsuccessfully so, though, unfortunately. That simply isn't to be. Space Jam down 3 players, and those 3 players aren't really the richest or the most well-equipped. Do things that go side by side, normally. A minute left on the clock, and they need to go quick on the CT side. Unfortunately for them, they are still trapped inside the B area because they don't realize that the terrorists are actually going for a delayed A hit. With the utility being deployed, Twixar must have heard it. And this is where they need to decide whether or not they're going to go for a save or... Oh, nicely done, Rocka. Not being baited out at all. And now all the pressure is in the hands of V1, because he's the man with a position that can do anything. If he reveals his position too early, though, this is going to be one of those rounds which Evolution comes very, very close to winning, but this could end up going south. Bandu sees the man, knows where he is as well, but unfortunately for him and Twixar, they can't do what they came to do. And well, Rocka misses out a shot, throws out a flashbang to try and cover his tracks as well, but his tracks will remain uncovered, or so it seems. Meanwhile, V1 coming in from behind will attempt to go after Rocka. And that attempt will be thwarted, probably, or so it seems. Drops down, 5-7, almost getting that kill, but is unsuccessful in doing so. Eight to 5. And now comes out the pause from Space Jam, because they realize something's going very severely wrong. And they realize that there's very little that they can actually accomplish in a situation like this. Unfortunately, it looks like Space Jam are not going to be too happy about the circumstances surrounding their economic situation, because Evolution somehow or the other managed to stop them right in their tracks, and that means that Space Jam are in a bit of a pickle. Eight 5. And V1 is gonna... Oh dear lord, almost gets that one as well. Fnatic, not Fnatic, Rocka. He was so close, but unfortunately they're just getting overrun right now. Neoma trying to get to the back of the site. Undo with a 5-7 is going to be making it more difficult, as Cyber Focus will be able to turn around though and guard that angle as if it was his own firstborn daughter. Because you know the firstborn daughter is the most problematic one. Everyone knows that, don't they? Or is that just a patriarchal society-based Pakistan thing? Robin, in the meanwhile, is sitting outside of Ivy, hoping that he can have a push come through. Slit, will he give it? Oh my goodness, that is a clean shot. Slit gives over a gun, and that's more than perhaps he expected. Undo, though, will be taken down. Cyber Focus was indeed very, very focused. But Cyber Focus, 5 kills on him, still nothing too impressive. But last round of the first half, and it seems like Evolution has somewhat managed to regain control of the momentum and the economy as the rounds are starting to swing their way. Minute and 50 seconds left on the clock. Itzmy throws out the smoke. And now he's going to come from the side, take down V1 and make it a difficult situation for the rest of them as well. Itzmy continues forward. Would like to maybe even push up. This is... Oh my god, Itzmy, you have got to be kidding me. There's only so much you can do with stones that large. Raka adds 1 more to the tally, but the tally is going to be focused on this B site, where Neuma, and Slit are going to be moving forward. Smokes go through. Got to be careful. Raka shot is missed. They're going through in the backlines. They go, and in the background is Undo, who's getting more and more done already. 2 kills for him. Is going to try and flank Neuma as well, and he catches him on the switch from gun to knife and back to gun. 9-6, and Space Jam are able to regain the lead that they almost lost. A couple of good rounds in a row by Evolution, but at the end of the day, Space Jam just can't be stopped. And Itzmy at 19 kills, 15 rounds in. That is a bit preposterous. V1. He's continuing through with the P2000. Oh dear, he's getting too aggressive and he's getting punished for it as well. Space Jam gets so much map control out, and even Ivy's basically given up to them for free as Twixar takes down Slit. Even that response can't come through, so all the pressure's on Cyber Focus, who can't connect the shots either because of his aim punch restricting him. So Mystikin instead comes through, the tag team comes in, switches it out, but it still ends up leaving Cyber Focus alone as he just can't get the kills. 10-6, 5 players kept alive from the pistol round. A couple of them at 100 armor as well. I think actually, yeah, 3 of them at 100 armor, which makes their purchasing so much cheaper and it makes their next round so much easier. This time they're not going to go for the same SMG shenanigans. Robin will go for the AK-47. They know that in the second half you can't really be that experimental, so to speak, but this is interesting. Evolution are not going to go for the force buy. They're going to go for a pistol buy, and that's pretty much all there is for them. Raka, in the meanwhile, is just having a fun old time because of this. Twixar2 continuing forward, getting more and more money as Undo does the same. V1 now left alone versus 5, and his monkey business 5-7 is going to be working overtime if he's managed to pick this one up. But unfortunately, that simply will not be the case. (11-6), and V1. Well, They chucked out a couple of grenades and they were able to do some damage to Itzmai, so maybe he can go down finally, but Robin doesn't have any intention of doing the same. Slit, the second he jumps up, he is going to be taken down very, very soon, and instead, he doesn't even need to jump up because he jumps across, and that means his life is at jeopardy, and jeopardy is realized. 3 versus 2 still, they've managed to get a couple of good kills. Unfortunately for them, this is not going to be enough. Insufficient work done in that scenario. And there's another pause to come through. This time should be from Evolution as they figure out what exactly are they going to be getting done. $6-12. That's the timer winding its way back down. And that will be Undo with his UMP at the ready, hoping that he can find something out. Mr. Kim and his grenade being chucked forward. Oh my, oh my. It's my Mr. Kim and Cyber Focus. They're gonna have to say goodbye very, very quickly. Robin as well will take a fall. That's Slit who goes down to him. Rocka. What is happening to you guys? What is happening here? Evolution. I was complimenting you. I was saying you were the ones who looked like a better team, but now you're falling apart worse than my love life ever did. Numa. Oh, goodness gracious me. He's taken down by Robin, which leaves V1 alone versus 4. Robin finishes him off as well, puts him out of his misery, reunites him with his fallen comrades. And that just means Space Jam have got their work even more cut out for them. Grenades coming through Evolution. Again, honestly, man, this is just really frustrating to watch. Evolution, okay, this is an eco round, I don't really care, but other than that, their setups seem to be so lackluster. They're just not playing off of each other, even when they do get the proper setup, and Itzmai just having a fun time. Undo does steal his ace away, which is why he gives up and lets Rocka get the last kill regardless. But even when they're getting decent setups, they're just not able to play off of each other. This is so frustrating. Oh well. What an absolute shame. (14-6), flashes, smokes, and everything else going with them. Slit chucks out the incendiary. He has a chance to take a wide peek, but Itzmai is holding the angle, and he should be scared. Because Itzmai has been balling out of control, man. Balling out of control. Mr. Kim 2 is hoping for Undo to come right into the Pop Dog area. While Slit is all the way towards the other side of the tunnels. Hoping for these 3 players to push right in. Itzmai. Oh, Itzmai. Oh my goodness. You are looking so good right now. And he will continue to look good as he turns around and lets his teammate finish off V1, saying that he is not worthy of his time. Evolution is falling apart, and this seems to be one of the last few notes they will sing, and the fat lady is singing for them. Cyber Focus, these skills are practically rudimentary. especially with Robin peeking through very quickly. Cyber Focus will be backing off and will be shut down by Itzma, who's gotten 4 kills so far. He is at 31 kills in 21 rounds. That is preposterous. V1 moves in towards the back of B with a mag 7. They've gone desperate because this is the last round where they can try and pull something off. If they lose this, they're out. They are going to be out of this map. And, well, that's not a good start to things, especially not when it's followed up by Mystikim taking a fall, taking a knee, and getting buried by Rocka. Slit as well, soon to die. Leaves Cyber Focus and Numa very, very lonely. And they're looking to be reacquainted with their comrades one way or another. Be it at CT spawn or be it in the grave. That will be for Itzma to decide, and that will be for Numa to suffer. They're not going too quickly though, because Cyber Focus, he's gotten some more space to work with. He has been able to pick up an AK-47 for his troubles as well. On the other side, though, that's going to be Robin, and he's looking so good as well. Numa left alone with the UMP to fight off 4 players. I don't know if this is entirely possible, and, well, that's my answer to that one. It is not going to be possible in the slightest. Of course, that being said, we're going to be moving forward, pretty sure. And what an absolute shame it is. Next game coming up will be Rave versus Espada. Remember, if you've enjoyed the casting, if you've enjoyed the games, and this is tea time, and I'm going to be bringing to you some more CSGO action. Very, very soon.